So today I wanted to make a short video regarding a ruling that can come up sometimes that could seem a little bit confusing at first, and the rules interaction here is actually pretty similar to that other video that I made regarding Tarmogoyf and why I wouldn't die to a lightning bolt in the situation that I laid out. But in this one it's going to be why in some situations you might not actually lose to what seems like taking lethal damage when you have a creature with lifelink. And I've personally had this situation come up at least 2 times in tournaments, and I didn't know exactly how to explain it to the opponent, so I wanted to do some research and find out exactly why the game works this way. So here's the scenario I've laid out. This 1 here would be your life total. You're at 1 life. You have 1 creature in play. It's a 3/2 with lifelink. You can just ignore the rest of this text on this card. It's not relevant in this situation. The opponent has 2 creatures. One is a 2/2. The other is a 3/2. And let's say it's the opponent's turn. So since you only have 1 blocker and you're at 1 life, it seems like they could attack with their 2 creatures. You can block 1, but regardless, 1 is going to get through damage and your life will go to 0 or lower, so the game will end, right? It seems like that's a common thing for people to think, but that's not actually what would happen in this case. And the reason for that is lifelink doesn't use the stack. It happens at the same time as damage, and you can actually see this happen visually when you play Magic Arena. And I'll show you exactly how this plays out, but first though I'm just going to move my blocker here. That would make more sense because it's a more optimal block, right? So let's say this is how blockers are declared. Neither of you have effects, so then it goes to the damage step. And there are actually 2 misconceptions that can be laid out here. The first one is that you would take 2 damage, your life would go to 0, and the game would end. However, your life can actually go to a negative total, so you would go from 1 life down to -1 life, and then the game would end, right? But the game doesn't end here because, as I said, lifelink doesn't use the stack. It happens at the same time as damage. So even though your life is at a negative total, the game doesn't end until state-based actions are checked, and that's not going to happen until you gain your life from lifelink. So you're going to go from -1 back up to 2 life, and then by the time the game checks the state-based action, it sees you're at 2 life, and the game doesn't end. So then these 2 creatures would trade, and we would continue on with the game with you being at 2 life. So that's basically all that I wanted to show you today, because as I said, I feel like this interaction comes up probably pretty often, and it's something that's useful to know. And similar to that other video about Tarmogoyf, as people pointed out, creatures don't die to taking damage, they die to state-based actions, and that's similar to players as well. You don't lose the game to having 0 life, you lose to the state-based action when you have 0 life. But if you're still watching, thanks for watching. Let me know if I got all the terminology right or not. I tried to research everything properly for this video and get the terminology right, but people make mistakes, so let me know if there's something that I made a mistake on there. Or maybe if you have a story regarding this interaction, it could be cool to read that as well. But anyway though, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Use code 8thPlaceDave to save 5% on your order at Face to Face Games, Canada's largest Magic the Gathering store, where qualified orders receive free shipping Canada-wide. Support the channel and visit facetofacegames.com today.